Okay, all the kids come down to the front. We're going to get a big photo of all of the... So come down the aisle. All kids, come down the aisle. Bigger kids in the back. Bigger kids in the back. And that was our first annual ever Spooky Music Parade. We didn't have a parade last year. And everybody, 3, 2, 1, take a bow in your costumes. Great costumes. All right, and give a big wave to everybody and smile because you're getting pictures taken. All right, you can go and sit with your families and go back to your families. Great costumes, everyone. Round of applause for all these wonderful costumes. All right, so how is everyone doing tonight? Is everyone having a good time? Good, so we're going to have our music concert. This is our spooky music concert. Are you ready for spooky music, kids? Excellent. Well, I want to welcome you all to this wonderful community event. This is our second annual Spooky Music Concert. I need to thank everyone here who's listed in our bulletin, our performers. This is the first time we're going to have one of our youth playing a piece of music, and we have many people from our community here in Scandia contributing to this, and I'm very grateful for that as the pastor. So I want to welcome you all here today, and we have a wonderful piece of music that we're all going to enjoy from our organist Brian Voss, and we'll kick that off with that. So Brian, would you take it away?
Thank you, Brian. Welcome this evening. Let me introduce myself. I am Madame Elim. I am the somewhat wise and kind of sort of knowing, and here with my gazing ball. So, to help introduce our next selection, I thought I would start off with a little bit of a joke to help loosen things up. So, can anyone here tell me, why didn't the mom let the little witch go trick-or-treating with her friends? Do you have an answer? All right. She was expelled from school. All right. And then another. All right. What is a vampire's favorite Halloween candy? A sucker! All right. With that, our next available that we have is a performance of the 12 Days of Halloween. That will be led by our very own Princess Joan. Queen Joan, actually, I think. She's the Black Empress. Oh, the Black Empress. My apologies, Black Empress.
And just so you know, this is audience participation. So in your program, you should have your very own copy, albeit a little bit tiny. So, we all know the 12 days of Christmas. Well, this is the 12 days of Halloween. On the first day of Halloween, my granny gave to me a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the second day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 2 scarecrows and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the third day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the 4th day of Christmas, no, nothing gave. 4 glowing bubbles, 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the 5th day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 5 black witch hats, 4 calling birds, 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the 6th day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 6 bats of flying, 5 black witch hats, 4 flying crows, 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. Day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 7 apple floating, 6 bats of flying, 5 5 witch hats. Rose 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the 11th day of Halloween, my granny gave to me 10 gravestones leaning, 9 skeletons dancing, 8 bags of candy, 7 balls floating, 6 bats of flying, 5 black witch hats, 4 crying crows, 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. On the 12th day of Christmas, 12 bags, goblins screeching, 10 gravestones leading, skeletons dancing, 8 bags of candy, 7, 6, 5 black witch hats, 4 cawing crows, 3 black cats, 2 scarecrows, and a pumpkin from her giant pumpkin patch. Give yourselves a hand.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And while our next special guest comes and sets up to get ready, I have a couple of more questions for you. So, first of all, what kind of a car does Frankenstein drive on Halloween night? A monster truck. One more question, and then we are going to have the fabulous William play for us. So here we go. What is a baby ghost's favorite game to play on Halloween? Peek-a-boo! Come on, everybody with me. Peek-a-boo! Good job. And with that, we would love to welcome Will Welch, and Will is playing Fantasy in D minor by Mozart. Take it away. thank you. And I must admit, this is why I am called the somewhat wise and kind of sort of knowing I owe Mr. Welch an apology. He actually played ghost dance. So yes, this is where my name comes from. While our fabulous organist prepares, I would like to take this moment to invite anyone who would like to watch him play in the balcony. You may go ahead and proceed up the stairs if you would like to watch him play and see him in action and how the organ works. While you do that, we'll go ahead and ask a couple more questions here. All right, so those of you who are still here, what does a turkey dress up as on Halloween? A goblin! Well done! All right, now, I have a knock-knock joke for you, so you know how these work, right? Okay. Knock, knock. Who's there? Ghost says. No! Ghost says boo! All right. And it looks like they're getting a little settled up there, so we'll give another one. Why didn't anyone want to go trick-or-treating with Dracula? Why? I'm waiting for, yes. Because he's a pain in the neck. All right, it looks like they are fairly well settled. So we are moving on to our next selection. Brian Voss will play Toccata. Fabulous, fabulous. If the children would like to make their way back down, we will have a story next up front here. So while you are making your way down, I have another knock-knock joke for you. So here we go. Ready? Knock, knock. Who's there? Spell. Okay. W-H-O. All right, here we go. They're still making their way, so who won the dance contest at the Halloween ball? The Boogeyman! So here come the children. We're going to let them come boogie on down the aisle. If you come up front and have a seat. There we go. All right, anyone else like to join us? All right, and there's room up here too. You're okay if you want to sit up here. That is fine. All right, so I am going to share with you, it is a story. It is called Little Orphan Annie. It is by James Whitcomb Riley. And this was one of my very favorite Halloween stories when I was your age. And it starts off, he has an introduction, and he says, to all of the children, the happy ones. Anyone here who's happy? The sad ones. Is there anyone here who's ever sad? Yeah, me too. The somber and the silent ones. The boisterous and the glad ones. The good ones, and all the lovely bad ones. So here we go. Little orphan Annies come to my house to stay, to wash the cups and saucers up and brush the crumbs away, to shoo the chickens from the porch, and dust the hearth and sweep, and make the fire and bake the bread and earn her board and keep. While all of us other children, when the supper things are done, we sit around the kitchen fire and we have the most fun. We listen to the witch tales that Annie tells us, and that the goblins will get you if you don't watch out. Once there was a little boy who wouldn't say his prayers. And he went up to bed one night away up above the stairs. His mom heard him holler, "Ah!" And his dad heard him bawl, "Ah!" And when they turned the covers down, he wasn't there at all. They searched him in the attic room, and the cubby hole, and the press, and even up the chimney flue, and everywhere, I guess. But all they ever found of him was just his pants and roundabouts, and the goblins'll get ya if you don't watch out. Once there was a little girl who always laughed and grinned and made fun of everyone, of all her friends and kin. And once when there was company and their old folks were there, she mocked them and she shocked them. And she said she didn't care. And just as she turned on her heels to go and run and hide, there were two great big black things that came standing by her side. They snatched her through the ceiling. And before she knew what she was about, the goblins will get you if you don't watch out. When the night is dark and scary and the moon is full, and creatures are flying and the wind goes, whoo! You better mind your parents and your teachers, fond and dear, and cherish them that love you and dry the orphan's tears. Help the poor and the needy ones that cluster all about, or the goblins might get you if you don't watch out. That's the end. Thank you. If you would like, you may go back upstairs and, oh, there we go. If you would like, you may go back upstairs in the balcony and watch Brian again and watch the rest of the performance for tonight from up there. So while they are making their way, a couple more quick questions for you. What did the zombie say to his date? I love a woman with brains. How does a scarecrow like to drink his milk? With a straw. Good job. Well done. Well done. All right. It looks like we are fairly well settled. So Brian is going to play the second half. He's going to now play the fugue in D minor by Bach. Brian, take it away.
Good evening. I have a Reformation story for everyone, but I'm going to need everyone to participate. So let's have everyone howl on 3. Everyone do your best howl. 3, 2, 1, howl. Okay, and then do your best ghost noise on 3. Do your best ghost noise. 3, 2, 1, do your best ghost noise. Okay, everybody sound like zombies on 3. 3, 2, 1, zombies. Excellent. Okay, so the story that I'm going to read is called Martin Luther, Zombie Hunter. Once upon a time, in the little town of Wittenberg, something super mysterious happened on Halloween night. A magical mist covered the town, and the old trees whispered secret from long ago. Everybody whisper. Whisper. Good. And then the wind howled. The wind howled, making spooky sounds that gave everyone shivers up their spines. Spooky sounds like ghosts. But guess what? A hero came to the rescue. His name was Martin Luther, with a big Bible in one hand and a super-duper large hammer in the other. He was chosen to protect the town from scary things like zombies. Make the zombie noise. Remember that? He protected the town from zombies and other creatures like Pope Leo X. With a heart full of courage and strong belief, Martin Luther went to the town cemetery where zombies had crawled out of their graves. So what he did is he read verses from his big Bible, keeping the spooky creatures away. Everyone sound like dying zombies. You know what zombies say when they're confused? Do you guys know? Brian's. Yes. Back to Martin Luther. Martin Luther said, "Even when things seem scary, I won't be afraid." But the adventure was not finished yet. When Martin Luther knew that he had to make the town safe again, he marched to Wittenberg Castle Church to complete his mission. And as the full moon cast eerie shadows across Wittenberg, Martin Luther approached the ominous wooden door of the town's church, and the air was thick with an unsettling silence and whispers of ghosts. Sound like whispering ghosts. Very good sound effects. And Luther could almost hear the whispers of the restless souls in the graveyard, and with trembling hands he placed his 95 theses upon the door. And then as the hammer struck the parchment, let's make a hammer sound, all right? Slam, slam, slam. Very good. Excellent job. Make sure you don't hit anyone in the back of the head when you're doing that. And the otherworldly gust of wind stirred. Sound like wind. Very good, very good. And the wind stirred, extinguishing all nearby candles. Luther couldn't help feel the otherworldly presence, as if the spirits of reform and revolution were joining forces to change the course of history. Everyone say hooray. Hooray! All right, well, very good, excellent. From then on, the people of Wittenberg didn't see Halloween as a night of fear. Instead, they celebrated it as a night of faith and bravery, remembering the Halloween when Martin Luther fought zombies, which may or may not be factually accurate. But if you're confused, you could take confirmation classes. I'll say that. But he did vanquish Pope Leo X. Hooray for Martin Luther, and thank you for coming out. I'm going to ask Janet to come up. She'll introduce the last piece of music. I've had a wonderful time, but I have to thank Brian. This is his idea from last year that's turned into something great like this. And where's Vanessa? Vanessa, is she somewhere? Vanessa's done a lot of work as well, and thank you for everyone. So I will see you all at Trunk or Treat, and we'll have one more piece of music before Trunk or Treat.
Pastor Seth, before you leave, I have a question for you.
Okay, you have a question for me.
Yes.
Good.
What position does a ghost play in hockey?
Oh, I'm not really sure. Is it? Oh, I got it. The goalie?
Very good. Woo! All right, a couple more jokes for you before we have our last piece of music. First, what do you call a skeleton who never does his chores? Lazy bones. And why did the headless horseman apply to college? He wanted to get ahead in life, of course, yes. So thank you all so much. We have our last piece here. It is the Tarantelle from Contrasts. So thank you for all coming. Brian, go ahead. Thank you, all of you. Thank you for joining us this evening. One last knock knock before we leave. And here we go. Knock knock. Which one of you is ready for some candy? Woohoo! So please go ahead with your parents or whoever you may have come with. Go ahead, you go down through our haunted hallway and then back down the stairs and out through the double doors, all right? And we will go and have our candy, our trunk or treating. Thank you again for coming.